Steven Morana is the main actor of Hunter's Moon. He's also the producer. And Amy Williams is the executive producer of Hunter's Moon. I'm going to ask them to come over here. And we're going to have a Q&A regarding the film you have just watched.
It's better. Should we stand here or there?
We're going to move over here.
Is it easier to stand here?
Right over here.
Okay.
Vamos a estar haciendo el Q&A en inglés. Si hay alguien que quiera hacer la pregunta en español y necesita que ayude a traducirla, con mucho gusto lo dejan saber. Now, first of all, I wanted to thank you both for being here in Puerto Rico with us. It's a great privilege to be able to be hosting the world premiere of Hunter's Moon. And I believe that it's a great accomplishment to have such a great film with great special effects here in Plaza Guaynabo in Puerto Rico. Now, I wanted to give the audience an opportunity, since they've been, I would imagine, some of the few people in the world to see the film in its completed stage, to be able to ask questions. Now, in our audience, we have film fans, but we also have aspiring filmmakers. So I believe that we're going to have a very nice round of questions regarding the making of this movie and what they have just seen. Okay? Vamos a empezar la ronda. Cualquier persona que quiera participar, por favor, levante su mano. Yo lo voy a señalar, se pueden parar. Una pregunta, ¿usted tiene un micrófono por allá o este es el único que hay?
Es el único que hay.
Okay, lo voy a hacer. Okay. First of all, let's do something. I want to ask a question. I'm a werewolf fan. I love werewolf movies, and you have some very interesting special effects. I'm just gonna start by asking a little bit about how the special effects of this movie was made. I don't know if you can answer this question.
Well, that's a good question. I think that's one of the things that kind of make our film stand apart. That we kind of did it old school in the way that we wanted to keep it mostly practical special effects. So we went with this great special effects makeup studio in Toronto, Canada, where it was shot, called The Butcher Shop. And they're really known for great work there. They do all the prosthetics, all the practical stuff that you saw. Everything that you saw in that film, all the gore, all the kill scenes, all the wolf, that was all constructed, handmade, and it was basically they took molds. So we had a stuntman, Tyler Williams, it was molded perfectly to his body, so no one else could fit in it. Basically, he was our wolf, and they were able to craft it from there. You have the mold, and then they did all the construction around it, all the painting that went into it, and added the fur, and there you have the wolf.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, so that was the base. But then the last 10% was the visual effects. So the practical, the special effects, the makeup, that makes 90% of it. But then the eye movement, the facial expressions, we got a great, Amy brought on one of the very talented lead special effects visual artists. We had a few others do some of the smaller effects, but the wolf stuff, we had one really talented artist go in there and say, come on, we're going to make this, take it to that next level of making it come alive. And I think in Hollywood in general, there's a big trend with that. Everybody, we're all very hard critics now in filmmaking, where, when we see all CGI, it pulls us out. We know that it's just animated, and, CGI has gotten a lot better over the years, but I think there's this thing about the texture, the practical feel in great monsters or great creatures. And I think you see that in Shape of Water, in Guillermo del Toro's film. The creature in that, he said the same thing. He made it was like 95% practical. And then just the last part, just for the eye movements and so on, was to take it to that next level, just to get that glimmer, that soul to the character that you need. So yeah, I think I'm very proud of that aspect, because we followed suit with that. And I think it was a good combination, and I hope you guys enjoyed our rendition of Wolfman.
the audience. Sí, sí.
Yes, sir.
Hi. Why werewolf? Like, you guys felt that all the other monsters were way too played out in the films right now, like zombies are too played out, or vampires are old school. You guys wanted to play with something that they're not doing a lot right now in movies, or do werewolves bring something to you extra? Is that something that you just prefer?
You know, I think it's a combination of things. It wasn't that we were like, we just want to go make something that's trendy now. That wasn't actually the inspiration. It was more so the film, werewolf or not, there was this substance to it. There was this message in it that I feel set the stage. So when all of us came together, the production team came together, we thought we had something special in the sense that, you know, it wasn't going to be just a creature feature or a slasher per se. There was this romance. There was this timid young man, the character I play, August, that was trying to find his way through life. There was all these love triangles happening. There was, you know, all the pressures of media and culture, and they debate, you know, things in social media and how we're influenced in groups, or as, you know, Remy's character says, the tribe or the followers or the likes, all this validation we go for. So there was a lot of these great bigger themes in it that kind of set the stage with the killer not being, you know, it was a murder mystery more than anything, but instead of the killer just being some psychopath, what have you, it was a monster. It was the werewolf. So I think it was a combination of just good storytelling, good writing, and it just being the right fit. So definitely it's a good question. I'm sure the director of the film, who couldn't be with us, Matt Campagna, he'll be able to express that more when we have our other coverage and interviews in Canada when we do our screenings there. But definitely that was something we all discussed as a production.
Next question. Let's go with you.
I'm actually glad that you brought out the whole style, the kind of inspiration that you've been having. I'm an editor myself, and I'm always looking for the right selection of music, the right selection of mood, the build-up for the scene. And something that caught me from the start was the style of music and the rhythm. Is that something you planned out beforehand, or something that just came up right?
That's a great question, and first of all, I really appreciate that impacted you, and you could notice that. I mean, everyone's going to feel it a little different, but from a filmmaker's point of view, we dissect it more. We're like, oh, he hit it here, or she made this happen this way. But yes, actually, that was after the fact. So we saw the picture. We weren't sure. We were going to go one way. We thought we were going to go with one type of composer, and it didn't work out, as these things happen sometimes in film. And then my associate producer brought me to this one gentleman. He's actually a rising star in the hip-hop R&B world. He goes by After Hill. He's got a great following. You can look up his stuff on Spotify and iTunes, Apple Music, all platforms. And we're from the same hometown, Richmond Hill, just in the greater part of Toronto. And he actually studied film. He was in a film program, and he dropped out to focus on his music career. So it was the best of both worlds, because like he got it. He brought this new, fresh aspect of a musical taste that we wanted to bring to the film, but then also understood what was needed for the cinematic experience. So I was just going through his catalog. Some of it was already created, and then some of it came in later on. But I just felt like this film, we just thought that it needed to have like almost like that thematic aspect, like a Jaws. Like whenever the wolf comes, it's, you know, he's there, and it's this reoccurring theme that you feel that becomes it becomes connected to the character. So I think that was a driving force, and then the hip hop part of it was something I felt unique that I haven't seen in film before, but it's something I'm a big hip hop fan, hip hop and R&B fan, and I always thought, I'm like, why aren't they putting this more in horror films or in suspense? Like, because the bass, the mixture of samples that they can use, it's limitless. You know, you still hear your textbook symphonic type of feel, like orchestral stuff in there, but then you got these 808s, boom, 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 and then coupled with the sound design, I'm like, it just shakes you to the core. So I appreciate that. You know, I get geeky about this stuff too. I appreciate you appreciate that.
I saw somebody.
Canadian American production. So
Yeah, I would tell them about it. No, I would name the cast. The cast is really something in Canada. They're pretty big names in Canada. Comfior, do you recognize him?
Yeah.
The father, the priest.
Yeah, so
He's an incredible character actor. Brilliant.
The Umbrella Academy.
he's on Umbrella Academy. He's been in tons of stuff. He's been Thor, Reddit. I mean, he is a seasoned, well-trained actor. He's done a ton of Shakespeare plays in Canada as well. He's a well-renowned actor. But
the others are.
yeah, well, you had a couple questions there, so I wanted to track back. So you said first, just to recap, I love all the layers there. The first one was how I felt as an actor interacting with the other actors, like, so as far as like their attitude on set, or how they gave energy off, like how we built up a scene. Both? Okay. Well, first of all, I mean, especially with that's a big ensemble cast. There's like 15 actors that all had their part to play. For the most part, everyone was very pleasant and just excited about the project. They really, again, they thought the writing, the whole premise was really unique. And yeah, I just think it was lovely. Everybody, it was a fun experience because we were in this mansion for most of the scenes. We shot stuff in other locations after the fact, but I'd say a good 80% of the film is in that mansion. And to kind of save on, you know, the driving back and forth because it's farther away from the city, a lot of us just lodged in the actual house because it was a massive mansion, so a lot of people slept in the house, and we had enough rooms for people to sleep over, and then whoever didn't want to sleep over, we had like another hotel or something outside. But it kind of became like a little campground, you know what I mean? Like it was like everybody was off to camp, like theater camp, and we were having like a little summer vacation, and then we got to shoot really cool werewolf stuff every day. So that was our experience with that part. Now, the second part of like the Canadian-U.S. connection and how it would translate to Puerto Rico. Well, I mean, Amy would know this well too. Living here and translate, like coming back and forth. For me personally, I mean, I grew up in Toronto, which is a very eclectic city to begin with. So I grew up with Latinos, with Asians, with Middle Eastern. We have 200 different ethnicities in our city. So everything you can imagine. So we all, to me, I went to Toronto International Film Festival every year. So, and that's actually where we met 7 years ago. And so, you know, it was things like this where I wanted to watch movies from all over the world, the subtitles, and I wanted to watch it in its true form without any dubbing. And I hear that's how we like to do it here too, right? With all the anime and so on. Yes, you know, you want to have the original actors' performances, the original way that it was meant to be shown. So my point is like, I don't know, I felt it was always the natural choice. Just Toronto has that mentality. There isn't that segregation mentality in our city. So I just felt like it's universal, especially horror, something I feel is the most translated universal medium out of all of them. And it's a little easier to make references because everybody knows what scared feels like. Everyone knows how it feels to be chased or feel fear. Whereas, you know, other genres might have more references culturally, so like comedies or something like that might be harder to translate. But horror, I feel, is the beauty of horror is because of that it's a medium that connects the whole world and makes us united and makes us understand in that way. But Amy, would you want to add to that?
I just love film. So if you really love film, you need to try to make them. And don't be afraid if it sucks, the first film you make. Just put something together that you feel inside, a story that you know, and your truth comes out, and it's somebody else's truth. We feel ourselves and other people. If you make a fake story and it doesn't have some connection to you, who's gonna believe it? You know, if you really love film, you should watch every style of film. You should watch Canadian films, Korean films, Swedish films, German films. I watch every film from all countries because I love film. So I just think they're all connected, really. If you watch each one and you see, you know, it's sort of relative. It's just different styles and different ways of telling stories. And I love the differences. You know, it's kind of like spaghetti. I like all kinds of spaghetti. So, you know, you don't always have to have the same spaghetti, you know? It's true, though. You know, sometimes people get uncomfortable when something isn't the same as they're accustomed to. And I think it's, as an artist, you really have to be open to put a different set of eyes on things without judgment and really look at something for what it is, you know? I love all film from every place. So that's what I would say about it.
I guess so. If we love it, we thought someone else has to. So here we are.
Yeah. I think it's so critical to give everybody credit and love and gratitude for what their part in each project is, and treat people as you wish to be treated. And you can make masterpieces if you have groups like that. So.
One more thing before we go.
I just wanted to share, I don't know if anybody knows, but we're doing another screening on the 22nd. So I'll definitely be there. I'm not sure, Amy, if you have to leave or not. Okay, but I am going to stay behind. So, and I'm going to try and do another Q&A, or if there is time afterwards, if anybody has other questions. So please tell your friends, please share, come again if you'd like. And also follow our journey. We're on huntersmoonmovie.com, and all our social media accounts are on there as well. Because this is the kickstart of our world tour. We've started here in Puerto Rico. We've already announced we're going to be going to Tampa, Florida next, and there's a lot more cities that we're going to be announcing through the weeks. So we're really excited about it, and eventually this is going to be a worldwide release next year on all platforms. We do have a distributor in place already.
You saw it first.
But you saw it first. So again, we just want to say from the bottom of our heart, Puerto Rico, this is really special to us. I'll never forget this. I'll speak on my health. Yeah, and this is a dream come true. So thank you so much for sharing this with us, and I hope it inspires you to continue with your craft, whatever it may be.
Keep making films.
Yes. Thank you, Puerto Rico. Buenas noches.